Hi guys, Hello Mary Meets, MicheleMarieDalene, and of course Dory's here today because we're both bored out of our skull. It's the 9th, it's Sunday, and we're doing a video on the porch. It is, what's cooler out here?
I think it's cooler, warmer and cooler inside.
Well, at least out here you get a breeze.
Yeah.
You don't get a breeze in the house. She's cooking, was it ribs?
Ribs, yeah.
But they weren't ready yet. So, we figured we had a few minutes, so I'd let you know what's going on in our lives. Now, I already told you most of my life, so I'll let Dory talk a little bit about herself today. Let you know what's going on. You can mention your wrist if you want, your hand, if you think it's something that you might be interested in.
Well, on the 6th, I was supposed to go for surgery on my arm. And they're going to operate they're going to operate right here, in this area right here, and right here, in this area. And what happened is that they did a EKG, and they found that my heart is overacting itself, and they didn't like the way that was happening, so they postponed my surgery. My luck, of course. So now I have been waiting since the 6th to hear from a doctor, a heart doctor.
Cardiologist.
Yeah, we'll say a heart doctor. And I haven't heard anything yet, so I'm going to give it to Tuesday. And if I don't hear anything by Tuesday, I'm going to have to start calling some people.
No.
And so I was really, really nervous about that, and now I'm really nervous about the heart specialist. So, and I'm worried about my kids because my older one, she's a hard-working mother. She's got 3 jobs to support her son, and she's got to move. She's got to find an apartment, and I'm worried about me and my other daughter's situation because we also got to move. So it's like I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. And I really want to help out Michele because she's a true dear friend of mine. She took me in when me and my daughter weren't getting along, and I want to help her out too. So it's like, I want to help my kids, I want to help Michele, I want everybody just to be happy. If we could all find a house that we all could be happy in, that would make me tremendously happy. But you can't do that when you're on a low income. And me and Michele are on a very, very low income. The only one that would probably be able to get a house is my older daughter. But she's struggling too. So I was reading on the internet that there's these houses that you can rent or rent to own, whatever. Mm-hmm. But you don't need any credit. But you wonder how true that is too, because is it like, do they go back into your credit? Do they look at your credit? And my credit sucks.
Mine ain't that much better.
Michele, you got better credit than I do.
I know
you got
I do.
Credit cards, you got all kinds of stuff.
I
don't have anything.
My credit score is like D-.
Yeah, well, at least you still have one.
Yeah, yours is an F-.
Mine probably a Q- if there's anything such. But like I said, I'm just like really worried that Michele's going to fall behind again, and I don't want that really to happen, and I don't want my kids to fall behind. But Michele understands a little, But there's people out there that are, well, we almost fell right over. That would not have been funny.
He's in the game. You out of camera frame?
No.
What?
No, Rusty almost fell over the railing.
Yeah, well, I can see how.
Alright, anyway, back to the story. Where was I now? I lost train of thought.
Okay, you were explaining how you wanted to get a house, but you couldn't get a house because you don't think you get
Right,
credit.
yeah.
And you're concerned about...
Oh, I'm concerned about Michele falling behind. I'm concerned about us falling behind. But Michele don't have children. She has animals.
Cats. I have 2 cats.
She has 2 cats. Okay? Yeah, she has to make sure they're kept clean, all that other stuff. But having children is 2 different things. But Michele doesn't see that. So let me finish. Exactly, more expensive. But when I came here a couple months back, I told Michele that if I had to leave, I have to leave, because right now I have to get my lights turned back on somehow, and I'm waiting for that. And in order for me to do that, I have to go see my doctor, and he's got to have to put me on I have to go for a sleep apnea test and all that good shit. So I'm not really happy right now myself. So, and then when I'm not happy, I argue with my kid. And then when she's not happy, she argues with me. When we're happy, we get along great. But when we're not happy and things building up, we fight like cats and dogs. But then we're peas and carrots. And I just don't want. I mean, I want to come up here and visit Michele, because I would not stop coming up here and seeing Michele, because Michele, I'm the only friend that Michele has, and Lumi too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to leave Lumi out, but
Our friend moved away.
Right. I'm closer to Michele than I am Lumi. Right?
Right.
Yeah. But I like Lumi. But it's just that...
I think sometimes she gets confused when I'm talking to Michele about something. She thinks I'm talking to her about something. So sometimes I have to get her involved anyway.
So it's like I'm in a rock and a hard show. Is that what I'm trying to say? But I just want people to know that when you're in a low income, and people out there probably already know this, when you're in a low income, you're dirt. People treat you like shit. People don't consider your feelings. People don't consider that you are people, because just because you're low income doesn't mean you're not people. You're just struggling.
But I think there's also a reverse of that too. When you're low income, you don't understand the high income people.
Exactly.
And so it seems like the 2 sides need to have our own kind of summit where we can kind of sit together with maybe a couple common drinks, like coffee, maybe a couple beers, or whatever, and say, hey, let's talk about what really goes on behind the scenes in our lives.
And the other day, I mean, I don't drink at all. But the other day, a nice cold glass of beer probably would have made me feel a little better. But I don't, it's just like when you're struggling and you have addiction. Yeah, I have addiction. I do have addiction. I love caffeine. To me, caffeine is addiction. And I also like pot. And now that I'm having my surgery, I am kind of afraid of getting the pain meds, because that's my addiction. I love pain meds. I love the feeling. But I'm going to try to control myself.
Ask the doctor to put you on prescription marijuana and see if that works.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to try to talk to my therapist about if I ever get to see them. But you have to have, that also costs money. You also have to also have to go out of town to get the money, to get it, and it costs like $200 a month. Now, who the hell is going to pay $200 a month out of pocket for marijuana? Not me. I can get it off the street for $10.
Well, then get it off the street for $10, and then
it's like it. But anyway, let's don't talk about that. But I just want to know.
Actually, it's a great topic. We will discuss it another day, though.
Yeah. Now, like to Michele, okay? Yeah, I have a different kind of illness. I have depression. I have I think I have a touch of bipolar, because I am moody. I do get moody. I get moody. I was moody this afternoon, but I caught myself. I have very strong anxiety, very bad anxiety. And Michele has a different kind of illness. She has
pervasive developmental disorder.
Okay.
Which is what's under, but I don't really consider it a disorder. It's what higher functioning autistic spectrum.
And she also has Asperger's.
That's what it used to be known as, yeah.
But and I couldn't not imagine having that, because that would drive me crazy.
I couldn't ever imagine having high anxiety either.
I don't. Sometimes my anxiety is so high that I want to scream at the top of my lungs. Sometimes I can go days without having anxiety. And there's days that I go that I have so much anxiety, I don't want to be around people because of that.
Well, one thing I can tell you about Asperger's, and I mentioned this in a video from last time, is I don't really consider it much of a disability, because I've had it all my life. So
it is a disability, actually, Michele.
Pervasive developmental disorder is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a PDD. But it's part of me. It's who I am. I know a lot of people with autism, high-functioning autistics, and we're really smart people. We're really skilled.
Yeah,
socially,
I have a friend.
We have very few friends.
I have a friend that her son is autism, and he stays to himself.
Right, like I do.
Very, very intelligent. Very, very intelligent, like Michele.
Yeah.
And you know who he is. We saw him the other day. And, but there's some times where he doesn't think where you are, doesn't acknowledge you, and that's her.
Right.
I mean, I could be sitting here talking like this, talking to her, having a conversation, and all of a sudden she's off in her own little world. Like, hello, Michele, wake up, I'm talking to you. And that frustrates me. That frustrates me to no end.
But I know it frustrates me because it's hard to explain why I do it. Because I try and I don't always understand the reason either.
Right. And sometimes I just want to scream at her, but I know that's not the right thing to do. So I kind of like go on the computer, use my phone, or I tend to ignore her.
It's kind of like I said yesterday, my hearing loss and Asperger's do not go good together like chocolate and peanut butter. They really don't, because they found out that a lot of people with Asperger's actually seem to have a hearing issue, but it turns out it's a neurological condition caused by the way the brain doesn't work.
Isn't that called selective hearing? Isn't that called selective hearing?
No. No, it's not.
I know. I'm only joking with you.
I know, but some people think that. And it's not.
I know. It's not that. It's a chemical imbalance.
Neurological.
Yeah.
And there's no medication that has been confirmed to work for all people with autism, Asperger's, for this condition. There has been a lot of different things tried, resveratrol seems to have some positive effect, as does Abilify, to a point. But with both, it's only temporary. It's not a permanent fix. It might be great for a couple days, but then all of a sudden, the rest of the time, you're basically just as bad off.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Okay? Now, this is about your Asperger's.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Looney, does that affect you?
It does. Again, I think because I go through Michele's mind, we access the same senses and the same capabilities. I think that I'm kind of shielded to a point from all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. If that makes any sense.
A little bit. But do you feel when she's having a bad day that you have to pick her up off her feet?
Sometimes with Michele, I have to use a visual stimulus. For example, like to remind Michele, say, to check her PayPal, I actually showed her the PayPal logo. And then I showed, in the PayPal logo, I showed the $sign, which Michele meant, oh. And then I showed her Gmail account PayPal to say, check this PayPal to see if money's in there, which there wasn't. No. Most disappointing. But that's something we've been talking about for the last week.
Yeah, money, money, money. And it's not a happy thing. I think having money is very depressing.
Well, let's put it this way. Everything's sunny in the rich man's world, like Abba sings, right? Well, when you're poor, we always are kind of, hoping for a miracle.
I'm trying to get comfortable.
Well, this couch is comfortable.
I know, but my body ain't.
Oh, sorry about that. So, you ever want to have fun listening to that song by ABBA? Money, 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 always sunny in the rich man's world. It's not in the poor man's world album. No, it's always raining in the poor man's world. Because we never have enough of it.
Yeah.
I mean, forget buying Gucci handbags, forget buying expensive Armani suits. I'll never get those things. In fact, even with the money that I'm supposed to be getting right now I'm still, they said I might have it, have it Monday.
Still waiting.
Still waiting.
But
because of the criminal case.
For Michele's sake, I hope this ain't a scam. Because Michele and I had a scam back, a month and a half ago.
The Howard Stern
the Howard
thing.
Stern stuff.
But that may not have been a scam either, because Dory, to be honest with you, I never got the tickets for the Howard Stern show, right?
Yep.
But then again, this crook that stole this money could have stolen that stuff too.
Yep.
So, people have been stealing my mail, so...
Which I think you should do, Michele, is get a P.O. box.
Well, with $5,000 when it finally comes through, that might be possible.
I mean, it's only, what, $17, $20 a month?
It's a year. And no, it's not that bad. But the thing is...
I have to go check dinner, because I smell it burning.
So you go check out. I'll finish up here. And then
I'll be right back.
Just check it, then come on back and stuff. Okay, so what is the story with theft? Did Mr. Burnett know people in this building? Obviously, yeah, he did. I strongly seem to recall that one of my landlord's maintenance guy's name was Tom, but I don't know if it's the same Tom. Okay? He is from Massachusetts, and that's all I know. It's not the old guy. He has a couple of maintenance guys from Massachusetts. One of them is a younger guy named Tom, and then there's this old gentleman and his wife. I met them, and he was a nice guy from Otis. And But some of the people my landlord calls in to do work for him, like painting and yardscaping, you know, they're not necessarily the best at anything. As far as the other things that I've mentioned in my videos before, such as the studio and locations, and I have to be honest, I don't really know what we're going to do, because part of me says I want to buy this and that, and then I keep getting visions of dollar signs in my head, and it's like, oh, listen, I want to buy all this stuff, but then I'm like, then I start getting all wrapped like a lot of Aspies do. I start getting wrapped up in dollars and cents and specifications and technical facts and details and mile numbers and product numbers, and by the time I'm done, I feel like I have run the Boston 10K. Alright, just trying to just go shopping. A wish and a prayer. And that's kind of scary, to be honest with you. That's one of the reasons why, when it comes to money, okay? I'm really serious, I'm serious here. When it comes to money, I want, okay, she was saying get a house. Then I said, well, I want to get a motorhome. Well, why would I want to? Because then I could do a YouTube channel on the road. I wouldn't have to be sitting in here on this couch or on the couch inside, or at the park, or at McDonald's, or at the soup kitchen. I can go further out and go other places. Okay? Now, I don't know if that's going to happen either, because it depends on what the terms of service said. Okay? Then I need help to pay my electric bill. This is where you Patreon people can come in really helpful. Because if you make a donation of $1 out of 177 of you guys, if it's one of you $1, then I'll pay 1 month's electric bill. And don't sit there and tell me I'm a fat, lazy person, because I'm not. And Dory knows I'm not. So, you know, I'm trying to do the right things. I'm trying to be, you know, planning ahead. But like I said, it's always raining in the poor man's world. Either you have not enough money, or they want more. And that puts a lot of frustrations and stress on everybody. How's the meat coming?
I cut it all up, and it's still a little pink.
A little bit pink, so then you put it back in the oven at lower heat.
Yep. Well, no, I still got it on the same heat that I had it on. But.
So.
And Michele is very, very, I know this just sounds really stupid, but it's really not, because besides me and her 4 walls and her 2 cats, that's all Michele has.
And me. But it would be nice if I could be physically separate.
And little me too. And right now, her cat, Rusty
He's getting himself beat
got
up.
into a fight again, and he has a scratch on the same spot. And Michele has been taking care of it, looking at it. To me, it looks okay, but we've been watching it, and because we don't want it to get infected like it did the last time, that it cost Michele over $500 and something. But that was worth it to her. I mean, it's worth it to me too, because we keep spending money on my cat, because it gets ear infections, and my cat in his left ear is deaf. And
he's deaf in his left ear?
Yeah, he's deaf in his left ear. He can't hear anything.
Well, this guy's got problems with his left ear. That's different, but he needs to get checked out.
So we have, his name is Taraz. Taraz keeps getting ear infections and ear infections and ear infections. So we keep spending money on this cat. Wait for Angie.
This cat's got to get a grooming. I think I'm going to need to get him whiskers down the wax and whiskers.
So, I'm sorry, I heard Angie and I got sidetracked. But it's just like, you know, it's bill after bill after bill after bill after bill. And everybody's like, well, Dory, don't get a cat, don't get a cat, don't get a cat. But
there's
to
a
me,
cute factor.
To me, it's a good feeling to have an animal come up to you and purr and come up to you and want love. Like Taraz, he really does that only on his terms or when it's time to eat. And so now Fane here,
he's got a problem with his left ear too.
He also's got a problem with his left ear.
He has a polyp in it.
And he's a wonderful kitty. He loves attention.
But he's known for, and he's got mats in his fur. I really should get him down to a pet groomer and see if they can work.
Does he let you brush him?
He lets me brush him a little bit, but he's not too patient about it.
Well, you got to be rough with him then.
With him, I have to be a little more aggressive. With Resty, I can be a little more gentle because he's short hair, but this cat's long hair. So, unfortunately, because of that.
And it's really weird. Bane sheds in the winter and gets his hair in the summer. Isn't that opposite, though?
I think he's an Australian cat. Because right now it's winter down in Australia. It's true. It's winter in Australia right now.
And he's such a pretty boy. Come here. Now look at that. Can anybody deny this pretty little face? Can anybody deny that pretty little face? No. Now I'm going to be sneezing the next 2 hours, but it's all got good. I mean, I'm not allergic to cats, but I am allergic to Angoras, and he is Angora.
He's a Turkish Ran, actually, which is related to Persian.
Whatever he is, it gets in my face, and I can't breathe. But it's all good. It's for a good cause.
Well, it's the same way with when your children gets hurt. You know, you worry about them too.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing. So.
And this cat's going to be, 14 now? He's going to be 14 years old. He's already, I don't know exactly when he was born, but.
And I know I haven't been on doing videos.
Yeah, what's the story with that?
I'm going to get there.
Okay, go ahead.
I know I haven't been doing videos, and I don't know if it's like I'm kind of disappointed in myself, but
I'm trying to sing on here.
I kind of like with this girl that she said that I upset her. Well, she kind of upset me too, and I've been thinking a lot about it, and I just want people out there to know that I did not mean to upset this girl, all right? But it sounded to me like somebody was trying to make fun of my friend Hancy, okay? Besides Michele and Looney, Hancy is a dear, dear, dear friend of mine. I love this woman with all my heart. Yes, she is a lesbian, but that does not mean that I want to go to bed with her. I felt offended that somebody can make fun of other people like that. But then I found out that it wasn't her making fun of my friend. Her name was Tootie.
Yeah.
Her name was Tootie. And I found out that she also had mental illness. But when you have mental illness, I don't care who you are, you know right from wrong. Okay? Just because you have mental illness doesn't give you the right to make fun of people, to make people feel bad about themselves, to make people feel like they don't want to do something anymore. Yeah, I love doing these videos with Michele. But if people out there are going to make fun of me and put me down and call me a bully, I don't want to do them anymore. Michele had a lot of, she told me, come on, try it again. And I always told her, no, I don't want to. And today I figure I'd bite the bullet and say what I wanted to say. And Tootie, I'm very sorry. You put me in a position also that I didn't want to do these anymore because I felt that I was bullying people. And Michele took a lot of grief. And me, I avoided you because I don't have to deal with that crap. I am 51 years old. I've been through the mill. And I don't have time for stupidity. But all I want to say, this Tootie situation, is I'm very sorry that I made you feel bad. I hate to make people feel bad. It's not inside of me. And I just want to say that just by saying what I said right now, I do feel a little better. But I did not try to make anybody feel bad or anybody feel hurt by what I said. Alright, a couple of years back, maybe, well, Hansy's been gone about 7-8 years. About 7-8 years ago, we had lived in an apartment. Hansy and I shared an apartment together, 2 separate bedrooms, everything. We split everything right down the middle. And Hansy met this girl. And this girl, I'm not going to mention any names, this girl turned our world upside down. Okay? She made Hansy believe in everything she had said. She had Hansy believing that I was against her. She had Hansy believing that I didn't want her a part of my life anymore. And eventually, she turned Hansy against me and my family. Okay? Well, come to find out, this girl who was not what she said she was. And make a long story short, we thought that that was her making these prank phone calls. And come to find out, it wasn't her. It was Tootie. And Michele kept saying, Dory, you got to make a video, you got to do a video, you got to make this right. And at the time, I was believing that it was this girl that was harassing my friend and I. And it took Michele to convince me that listen to the video again, and I did, but the voice sounded like hers. But then again, it didn't. So then I'm like, all right. So then Michelle's like, think about it and think about it. So I've been thinking about it. And oh, there's Hillary.
Yep.
And
There's Hillary over there along with water.
And I just want to say I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry that I thought it was my friend, whatever you want to call her. But I am sorry for hurting Trudy, and I don't want to be considered a bully, because I'm not a bully.
I can say one thing, like I told Dory, because Dory says 2 people cannot sound the same, and that's not true. You can have 2 people that can sound very similar to each other.
See, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I have met other people that sound just like me, and
all right, Michele, I don't want to get going on that because we argue about that all the time. I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't believe that.
Well,
but
if you think back in the circumstances, you're saying you listened to Trudy talk, you heard Hansy talk. You could clearly hear they weren't the same person.
But then I thought it was a tape a video, a tape.
Tape from wow.
All right, let me finish. Then I thought it was a tape because Hancy and I, she was here like 2 years ago, a year ago.
Yeah.
And Hancy and I made a video, okay? And everything on that video that we mentioned, this person knew. So it's kind of like, all right, maybe that they were just like trying to see how connected we were. But Hancy and I are very connected. We know when there's something wrong with each other. Like for instance, okay, she knew that this morning when I was talking to her, she knew there was something bothering me. But I'm like, I'm good. And she's like, Dory, don't lie to me. So she knew there was something wrong with me. And when we're far away from each other, but we know when there's something wrong with each other.
Dory asked me the same question this morning too, because my mind was elsewhere.
Yeah. Listen here. We won't go there, but her mind was sidetracked and she almost stepped all over me.
She was in the bathroom. I didn't know she was in the bathroom. And I almost like was that I thought she was over by the computer. Remember, I can't see that great. So like she said over by the bathroom, sitting in the can. That's not over.
But it's so I apologize to everybody that was involved in this Trudy situation. I am very sorry. That's all I have to say about the situation.
I will say one thing about the Trudy situation.
Can I finish?
But those
Can
people
I finish?
Justice for Trudy people did was disgusting.
That was disgusting. But I don't want to hear no more about this Trudy situation. I said what I had to say, and I'm sorry if I bullied anybody. I'm sorry if I made anybody feel bad. But
I have some good news and bad news about the Justice for Trudy thing. I want to tell you this because I have to admit there's one thing about the whole situation that really teed me off. These people went ahead and they gave my phone number, address internationally.
And that's messed up. She gets these phone calls that are terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning.
They stopped, but that's the good thing.
But I don't want to hear. All right, as this one right now, today is July 7th, no, July 8th, 9th. Today is July 9th. As of today, I do not want to hear any more about Trudy or her people that are involved in this big, horrible mess.
On top of that, I also like to let those Justice for Trudy people know one thing. You made me spend money I did not have to change a phone number. I have no way to pay the phone bill because of that reason that I had to change the phone number. So now, not only do I have a higher electric bill,
Hold that thought.
but I got a $120 phone bill because I had to change the phone number because of your stupidity, so I can still be able to have access to home phone for health and safety. Now, I think, I told you over and over again that I'm not John Podesta in Pizzagate. I'm not making pizzas for anybody. And if you don't want to know what Pizzagate is and what the pizza terms mean in the case of child porn, I'll explain you what it means when you talk about pizza buy. They're talking about women's privates. Okay? I'm sorry, but, you know, I'm just going to say this right now. That cost me money I did not have. And now because of that, along with the vet bill, I couldn't do anything with the vet bill. The vet bill was unavoidable. But the phone number business, that just ticked me off, honestly. Because I felt like, oh my God, now I have to spend $10 to change the phone number that I have had since the heat death of the universe, it seems like. And now, of course, I got a cell phone bill, which hasn't gone up any, but still, they were going to tell me the same thing. You want to change the number too? And we're going to cost you another $10. I said, no, I'm not going to change that number because that is my main cell phone number. Okay? That's my main number on my business cards. So I'm not going to change that. I don't know why these people thought I would be interested in automotive school, becoming an auto mechanic. Well, I do know there are some legally blind and blind auto mechanics. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in auto mechanics. Okay? I don't really like getting my fingers all greasy and dirty. It's bad enough I have to do it sometimes with electronics, when I have to. Sometimes you get things like mixed components, electromechanical stuff, and you get dirty anyway. But, so I don't know why someone was putting my name out to correspondence schools all over the country. I did call one, I did call quite a few of them back actually. And the prices of the courses were just too expensive for my situation per credit hours. I forgot what they said they were. It was pretty high per credit hour. It was like $300 credit hour. So, you know, and that doesn't include the books either. You know, I know, like I said in my channel before, is that Donald Trump said, and he agrees, that Americans that are into the workplace a lot of them need retraining for the new fields. And that's absolutely true. But, you know, well, this video may be a little bit unusual in the sense it's kind of a bcast, it's kind of not a bcast. I'm still going to edit this like a bcast. I might want to edit the sound a bit anyway, and maybe kind of trim it up a bit. But the whole point here is that I am really, you know, going through a lot. And if you've been watching me for those since 2011 with Lummy and stuff, you know that. You can see it in my face, you can hear it in my voice, you can hear it in my topics. There are things going on. And I get a feeling that people have been making donations by mail to my mailing address, that your money has not been getting to me because someone's been stealing it out of my mailbox. We're going to be changing that, like Dory suggested. And as long as the PayPal, the YouTube channel grants comes in, yeah, I can go down to the post office and go ahead and get a P.O. box for the YouTube channel. And that's what I'd like to do anyway. Because a lot of the stuff I've got to ship anyway in, and I can't leave the stuff loose. One of the things I might want to consider getting again, although I'm really seriously wondering about it because of, you know, last one I had was ended up getting abandoned and got rusty. It was my trike. I kind of still wish I had it because it would make it easier for getting supplies that I need back and forth from the post office, especially things that are huge and heavy. And some of the stuff isn't really physically heavy, but it just will be less bulky because you can't leave stuff here unless I happen to intercept the mail lady and get my packages. Then I can get my stuff here. But I've got a feeling there's a lot more than one Tom Burnett out there in our area, because I always see people hanging out down by the door and they don't live here. And so I kind of think that there may be other people that would be just as excited to steal my mail, which doesn't make it any easier. So like Dory says, as we talked about relocating, the money could have been great for that, but the money is specifically for the YouTube channel, so I'd have to find a way to justify that expense. And that's, again, where I'm just really can't do that either, if that makes any sense. They said I could buy some clothes because my clothes were shot for the YouTube channel. This year, this is probably the best piece of clothing I got, and that's and it's really great for autumn. But it's really hot. It's really, I'm really hot right now because this is just a lot of layers. It's actually two pieces. You got undergarment here, and you got the other vest-like thing here on the top. So yeah, it's just really hard to do it. As far as Dory gonna need more videos in the future, I have no idea. Like I said, she's got things that she wants to deal with, and I got things I gotta deal with, and I'm just hoping that the YouTube channel grants comes through in a short time so we can get things started, because Mother God knows I sure need that help. Alright, so guys, I'm gonna get this video up edited it down a little bit, fixed the sound since this is a bcast. This is a bcast. You know, may not look like one. It is a bcast. So let's go ahead and do bcast processing on it. Fix the sound best we can. Maybe amplify if necessary. Add some better pictures to it. Whatever. Alright, so for now, thanks for watching this, guys. Talk to you soon. Okay? Bye-bye.